application. And today we want you, the audience, to be our venture capitalists, our VCs. And we want you to decide whether or not you're going to invest in our app. And over the past few days, we've been forming this game application, and we've been discussing how this app can end up in the top charts of your iTunes store. And our theme group designed the whole game from beginning to end, starting from the main concepts to small things like, let's say, the stages, items, and characters. So it's played on smartphones and tablets. And does anyone know the game Marbles, or Eraser Flick in Japanese? It's Kishpin. Does anyone know that? It's a really simple game. It's where you flick an eraser and you hit the opponent off of the desk. We use that concept to form it into a virtual version. And today, the game we're presenting to you is that version. And first, we'll be explaining the concept and reasoning of why you made it and what we made.
Alright, so when we first were figuring out what we wanted to make, we just went on to a whiteboard and started writing down stuff. We ended up with this list of attributes that we wanted the game to have. So obviously we want it to be fun. Who wants to play a game that's not fun? We want it to be simple, so it's easy to learn. It doesn't require a lot of time to play, so like if you're waiting for the bus or on the subway or something, you just play a game. So yeah.
So I'm gonna explain how the real thing goes. So first, player one takes a roll, and it flicks. And then the next player flicks, and tries to get the opponent's eraser out of the table and drop it. If you drop the eraser, you win. The opponent's eraser, you win. And it's simple.
Okay, so once we thought of this big concept as a big group, we broke into two teams, and I was part of the design team. Okay, and so like this game, you play with friends and you do all that sort of thing. But we thought, how could we mix this up a bit and incorporate it so it's not too simple, but it's not too complicated. So we thought up 3 different game modes. We thought up the stage mode, which is basic stages, and then we started thinking about what else could we do, and we came up with the stage creator. Then we decided it'd get really boring just playing by yourself against a bunch of computers. And so we thought, okay, how about we make this to the wider world, and we make this an online game too. So the stage mode, this is how the game could look. You have your pause menu in the corner, you have your 2 camera angles with the slider, directional arrows, and your power arrow. And so this is just like something that threw together on SketchUp. And so this is your eraser, and in the stage mode there'll be 5 stages, is what we're thinking, and then there'll be 30 different levels on those 5 stages, and they all have a massive range of difficulty. And as you can see here, like the example didn't have any barriers or anything, which is something we added in. Then you have the creator mode, which allows you to place blocks, bombs, traps, all sorts of things, and make your own maps. And you can also upload your apps to the big forum, and people can download them and give you feedback. Then the online mode, we decided to make it an asynchronous multiplayer, which means that instead of playing online and you're with the person in real time, you take turns, and the time length between those turns doesn't matter. So that would mean you could be online with someone else, say in Japan, and you could be playing instantly. They do their turn, you do your turn. Or you could be playing with someone who's in the States, who's sleeping, and you do your turn, then move to a different game, and then eventually while you're sleeping, they'll do their turn. So theoretically, you can have more than one game going at one time, and you're not pressured by the other opponent to do it, because it's very casual. And this is just the layout of that menu. Yeah.
We also because we wanted to give the players other options. So one of the things that we decided was different characters. You have the traditional eraser, which you saw when we played the game. We were thinking something like a star-shaped eraser that may spin when you flick it. Animals, which probably won't do much, but they kind of look cool. And seasonal erasers. So maybe during Christmas time you can buy a Santa Claus eraser or something. We also decided to have different stages, like Josh mentioned. One example is a subway station. Stage, yeah. So you might be on a subway or at a subway station, and whenever a train rolls by, the whole table shifts and all the erasers move. We're also thinking an Arctic stage. So you'd be playing on ice, and when you flipped it, it would slide a lot farther, so it'd be harder to stay on. And a space stage, so there would be an anti-gravity field. We were also thinking about having different materials.
You got the biggest head.
Yeah, we love you, Sammy. So for example, metal, like this eraser, would be heavier, harder to flick off, but would also not go as far when you flicked it. Wood would be lighter, probably go farther when you flicked it, but would be much easier to knock off. And ballistics, which would just mean it's super, super bouncy. We also decided to have items that you can buy at the store. So you could buy gum, which when you flick the eraser, if it hits the opponent, you'll stick together. Or a shield, so that if they try to hit you, they'll just bounce off. Bombs, so that it just explodes the entire field. Traps that you can call in, walls to keep you from going certain places, and ramps that you can go up and down.
So we tried to make this game special from other games. So we've added some unique selling features, and I will want to describe it further from Josh and Leah. So there will be first a save mode and a multitasking mode. So if you want to convert it, if you are playing the stage mode and you get really bored, you can convert it into creation mode, so you can create your own stage within the game. Also, there will be stage creator, and it is some features that cannot be found in any other games. This is how we try to add or try to put together two types of games, such as creation games and the puzzle game or casual game, into one game, so that they could actually use their creativity to make their own stage, and they could play with people around the world and by their friends too. So, in this app, you are going to be able to upload your own photos and music for the stage creation mode, such as how it showed like the eraser before, so that you can customize it into a better form that you wanted, so that more people, more users are attracted to your own stage. Also, you can customize your own eraser skin by taking a photo like this nice eraser, and also by your own drawing. So you can design your own eraser skin for your character, which is eraser in this case.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the currency. In this game, there's two currencies in this game: lunch money and candy. By these currencies, you can buy items, characters, and all sorts of things. We made this lunch money and candy because our target of this game is young students. And young students, they often have lunch money and they love candy. So, first, lunch money. Lunch money is cheaper than candy and it's not as worth, but it is really common. And by lunch money, you can buy items, but there's restrictions, so you can't buy rare items. Lunch money, because it's really common, you can get it in all sorts of ways. For example, completing stages, winning or lose. If you win, you get lots, but if you lose, you get a little. Defeating online players, you get maybe a little. And by unlocking achievements and login bonus. Next, candy. Candy is expensive currency and very rare. With candy, you can buy all items, including items that you couldn't buy with much money. But it is really hard to get candy. Candy you have to buy with real money, or you get one candy each time you level up. By candy, there's another use of it. You can use it as gacha. I'll explain it later. Oh, I'm gonna explain it now. So, gacha, I don't know if everyone knows this, so I'm gonna explain it briefly. Gacha is one like this. You might have seen it in Japan, I don't know. Japanese people, I think you know this. You get something randomly exchanged with money. And in this game, we get 5 candies per gacha. And we don't know what random item we get. In real life, when we do gacha, we hope a rare item comes out. So we don't need to pay the full price. So we get like a little profit or something. So I think this is really good, and this is really famous in Japanese games. So I think this is going to be a great success. But this gacha is only used for candies, not in lunch money. And this gacha, because it's used only candy, you get rare items.
So the concept of our game was to make it really simple and convenient and easy to use for anyone. And as you saw, when you hear gacha stuff, Japanese students might think of Puzzles and Dragons. When you hear Stage Creator, you might think of Minecraft, but trust me, it's nothing like it. And when you hear the business side, we'll be explaining what the distributors, the marketing, the competitors, and all the other business stuff. So.
Alright, so I was part of the second team, the business team. I'm just kind of excited where we're going to get our money and what's going to be required to make this game. So our target audience is students in Japan, and we made that our target audience because they are familiar with the game, and perhaps if it's a hit in Japan, it might expand to other parts of Asia or even Europe or the US. To make the game, we need about 20 million yen, so that's about 200,000 US dollars. And we use that to hire 2 programmers, 1 director, 1 designer, and 2 artists for 2 months to develop the game. And the programmers program, obviously, and the director and designer kind of plan the game and network the people together. And the artists draw the images. So we'd release it on probably Android and iPhone, and we'd release it for free, so you'd be able to download it for free. But the ones that you download initially will be missing some desirable features, such as the stage creator or some of the customization options. To get those features, you need to upgrade the app, which costs about 85 yen, and the upgraded version gains all the full feature set.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the business side of the currency. There's 2 types, lunch money and candy. And using this candy and the gacha system that Mr. Yasutaka proposed earlier, we can make a lot of money. Because the gacha is very random, the player won't get what they want at once. So the player will try again, but there's a limited amount of candy because it's very hard to get it. So they will buy the candy. This chart is how much the candy costs, and there's two candy for 130 yen. This is much cheaper than the other games like diamonds or like marbles. This is very revolutionary price, and this feature will defeat other competitors. And that's it.
So how do we sell or how do we promote our app? Of course, we do advertisement, and we'll have the cross promotion. For example, like we'll put the advertisement in the app, like Temple Run or Fruit Ninja, because they're likely to have the same target as we do. So it will be like you finish playing Temple Run and it pops out an ad like, wow, this is an awesome game and you must want to play it, and that will turn out to be our game. And so people might probably click the link and they'll buy our game, hopefully. And we'll also have the cooperation with the social media, posting those ads on YouTube and Facebook, something. And we also have the login bonus in our app, like when you log in for 5 days, you got some lunch money, something like that. And of course, if you post your high scores on Facebook or something, those kind of website, you also get some bonus points. So it will also help us to promote our products. So the strength well, it's okay. Well, so there's, of course, it's unique because this is based on the real game, and it is really rare in other games, and it's hard to perfect, but it's really easy to start. And our unique customization and infinite gameplay, because you can always create your own stage.
Okay, for the conclusion, I'd just like to say that there were 3 factors that we were thinking of while we were developing this game. It was risk, convenience, and future. For risk, we always had to keep in mind what is the risk for putting certain items, what is the risk for making a free version, and we were always keeping this in mind whenever we made decisions. The next one was convenience. Convenience would be really important because we were aiming this for students, and if it's really difficult, students won't be able to play. So we were seeing how easy it'll be for first-time players, and also it's also fun for people who played it for a long time. And the third one was future. How this game, as we saw, there's stage creator mode, online mode, how this can lead to the future and how we can compete against other competitors. And at the beginning of the presentation, I asked that you guys be the VCs and decide whether or not you'll invest in this app. So I'd like to hear applause if you would invest in our game application. Thank you. That would be it for our presentation.
I would just like to say a few words. First of all, I would like to thank our advisor, who is unfortunately not here today. He's Mr. Benja. And also I would like to thank Mr. Jason Edwards from Newtown High School, who has been a great help for me. And also Mr. Brooks from our Ritsumeikan High School for helping me and supporting me all the way, and supporting all of us. And to be honest, I was stupid enough to put 2 tours, and that's why we had to rush a lot. And all of these people here had to sacrifice their lunchtime, had to wake up, had to go all the way to like 12 p.m. work all night, and they have brought up this presentation today. And I think they have done a great job, and I think they deserve a big round of applause.